Immediately when I heard it, I'm like, it could be her, but it's a possibility that it's not her. Even if that's a fact, what are you trying to prove with that? Are you just trying to label him as a criminal, as a drug addict? That's preposterous. That's what we not gonna do. What's up, everybody? It's your girl B Octavia, and I am back for another video. So today's video will be about Candace Owens. We will be talking about who she is if you don't know, what she does, and also the recent antics, why her name keeps coming up with a lot of controversy. I've been saying Candace Owens' name for years now without really getting into who she is, so let's do that right now. Candace Amber Owens Farmer is an American conservator, author, talk show host, political commentator, and activist. Now, I don't know what type of activist she is with what she was saying about George Floyd and taking up for Kanye, but that is who she is. She has been linked to people like Donald Trump and other prominent leaders, whether they are allegedly racist or not. And she's always very unapologetic about what she says. Now, when I really started to pay attention to her, and I gave her kudos for it, was when she went up to the gate of the BLM founder's mansion. The mansion that was bought off of the proceeds of the donations of the world, you feel what I'm saying, to the Black Lives Matter Foundation. Candace Owens went to the gate and she wanted to talk to the founder, and she had cameras and what have you. I commended her for trying, because the BLM founder has to feel that pressure. Some people would never really feel the pressure of the bad things that they do if society is not doing it. You feel what I'm saying? If people is not coming to the door and making them feel pressure. Like, some people, they see social media as strangers trying to tell them what's right or wrong, or what to do and what not to do. So that doesn't really affect them. I commended Candace Owens for confronting the issue and wanting to speak to who is allegedly responsible for all of this theft and spending a fortune, thousands and millions of dollars, employing family members into an organization off of the blood of a lot of young black men and women. And I thought it was really funny how the founder came on social media crying about being harassed and how Candace Owens is not a good person, and she might not be. You know what I'm saying? I don't disagree with that, but the account of what happened was totally false coming from the BLM founder. And that's why I'm glad that Candace had cameras, but what she's been doing recently, I do not agree with. Just because one thing that you did is right doesn't mean, in my eyes, that you're always going to be right. So first, I want to talk about Candace Owens releasing a alleged voicemail that Kim Kardashian sent to Ray J. That was basically a rant about how Kim Kardashian felt that it was disgusting that Ray J was dating Whitney Houston.
Ray, it's Kim. I just want you to know that I think you are so disgusting and desperate. Who leaves their email address on their machine? You clearly want people to call you, but yet you won't call me back. And actually, you know what? Don't call me back. Don't ever call me back. I never want to talk to you ever again. I think you're honestly a sick human being, and I think you are just so desperate that you'll do anything for attention, and you're just so disgusting. Honestly, so, like, have fun with old hag Whitney Houston. Like, she's so sick, and like, crack is definitely not whack with you guys, because you are just, honestly, it like makes me laugh on how disgusting you guys look. You're in Vegas with Whitney, and you need to go hang out with your old like friend, and it's not right, but it's okay. I'm definitely gonna make it anyway, because you guys are just disgusting and sick, and stop. You're with her. I don't understand it. She's so old and sick, and you are just sick and desperate. So leave me the alone and stop calling me. I hate you.
I listened to it once, but honestly, this is the type of stuff that you get sued for. You know, if you're saying this voice on this tape is Kim Kardashian, that could be damaging to her career, but at the same time, it's debatable on if that's really her or not. Think about it being 2022, and for decades, people have been able to mock Kim Kardashian's voice and do spoofs and parodies and things like that. And what are you trying to prove with that? A lot of our own people would call her a crackhead. I'm not saying that I would, out of respect for my elders and for, just respect. I wouldn't say those type of things. But in a joke here or there, you might hear from our people. But that doesn't excuse Kim Kardashian allegedly saying it. But Candace Owens wants it to cancel Kim Kardashian, right? But why? Why would you think that would cancel her if that is her voice? It's very debatable. And if she was to sue Candace Owens, I feel like she would win, because it's just slanderous. It really won't do nothing other than get you sued. So is it really worth it? But that was just the first thing that made me know either she is doing this to be in favor of Kanye, who is trying to rip her apart currently, or she could be doing this to help both Kanye and Ray J. But I definitely feel it's to help Kanye. If not Ray J, it's definitely to help Kanye, because not only did she put that out, but several days later, Kanye says on Drink Champs, some very slanderous things about George Floyd, and how the police didn't have the knee in his neck like that, and he was high off fentanyl, allegedly. He didn't even say allegedly, He said that on Drink Champs, and then here comes Candace Owens doing what she does, being a lapdog and trying to say really smart, well, he did have fentanyl in his system.
Two things can be true at once. You can both say that George Floyd didn't deserve to die, no matter how you believe he died. Nobody deserves to die, in my opinion. And you can also say that objectively, this person that did die was not a saint. This person was not an angel.
That's neither here nor there to the video that the world saw of his murder. Listen, even if that's a fact, what are you trying to prove with that? Are you just trying to label him as a criminal, as a drug addict, to lessen the severity of what the police did? That's preposterous. That's what we're not going to do. Candace Owens, she seems to be very articulate, but she's the type like Omarosa. She reminds me a lot of Omarosa in a way where she'll go against her own people. Even if we give her a chance, you know, in one regard, she might do something right, but all the other shit just cancel it out. Who are you for real? Are you cooning? Or are you really a activist? But an activist of what? No civil rights leader, activist will ever come out and slander someone who has been killed by the police, who has been beaten by the police. Even after Rodney King said, "Can we all just get along?" Didn't no leaders come out and say, "Oh, he wrong for..." And then after Rodney King died, didn't no civil rights leaders or activists come out and slander him about some drug use or allegedly being a drug addict? I think that a lot of things on her list, as far as what her roles are and what, they're very shisty, you know, and it's not flat out what it's supposed to be. And honestly, I think of her as a particularly dangerous woman to cross paths with, not only because of the characteristics that she has. I think of her as particularly dangerous because she just had a baby, right? Of all places that you should be, and all things that you should be saying, you should be spending time with your child right now. It seemed like right after she had the kids, she hit the ground running. And that's a number one mistake of women who just had children. Don't burn yourself out that quick. I get it. I get it. You trying to make a big buck. You trying to, you know, do your thing as a parent, but you gotta relax. Because it's almost like the Tasha K thing. Like, is it something really personal with you? Or are you doing this for the good of the people? Because once you break it down and, oh, one day you turn down Kim Kardashian and releasing some old ass voicemail, that don't matter. I could see if it was something fresh, a fresh voicemail of her talking about Whitney Houston in the dead, you know, and talking about things to that nature and how she went out and all that. But this is old. She was reacting to the fact that Ray J was dating Whitney Houston. I don't know what Candace Owens' problem is, but I hope that she either gets sued by Kim Kardashian or George Floyd family or both of them. This is how journalism and being a commentator turns into something very evil. And it don't have to be like that. It never had to be like that. And I hope that her way of doing it and her style doesn't go over people's heads and they don't want to be like her. Because whether she realizes it or not, she is burning a lot of bridges before they can even be built with a lot of people that she's going to end up needing to talk about. But you can't talk about it once you got a cease and desist. You can't talk about it then. So, with all of that being said, I hope she go on somewhere and take a break and really, you know, somebody should have gave her a maternity leave for a few months. It seemed like she didn't even take the few months. She just hit the ground running saying crazy stuff. And the first beginning of it, I mean, it seemed like right after the hospital, she was at the BLM founder house. So it's safe to say that she's desperate for money or desperate for some type of position or hierarchy or she got a point to prove. I definitely don't think that she doing it the right way. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for tuning in. And I will see y'all on my next video.